This ain't even the topic for real, but it's how I'm gonna start this mug right here. You feel me? This ain't even the topic, but I'm just had it. I'm a little.
Where's my bitch?
Damn, I miss my bitch.
Where is my bitch?
I miss my bitch.
Where is my bitch?
Okay.
Brought that shit the fuck out here.
4 a.m. on more, think about my bitch. Where is my bitch? I want my dick sucked. I want my dick wet. Where my bitch at?
You feel me? That's how I'm feeling, man. Like, it's just, I'm just shut the fuck up. Ain't shit to say for real. But welcome again. Anyways, today the topic of the day, since I just like to get straight to it, is let me see. Since I got a lot to talk about, I like to talk about what's going to happen to us in the next 5 to 10 years. Especially the people who are in the age of 20 to 30. Or 20 to 27, 28. Like, in the next 5 years, we're going to be, the least going to be 30. The most going to be like 35 to 40. I don't really think I fit in the demographic of 30 plus, I might maybe give up the whole mature thing, but also people who are 30, how do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? I wonder. Because in the current state of this world right now we live in is actually wildly insane. Like, you can see even the people who are politicians and stuff, like, all these people are super old. But then I wonder, like, people like us, you see some people, like, I go to work, right? And I work with people who are 10 times my age. So at least, like, the youngest person I work with right now is 31. So that's somebody who's like 6 years older than me, 6, 7 years older than me, 5, 6, 7 years older, you know what I'm saying? And then the average range is 40 plus. You know what I mean? Like 37 plus. Like 37, actually 40 plus. Because most of them are like in their 40s, mid 40s to 50s. And those are people who they've probably been working at the establishment that I work for about 10, 15 years, going on 20 years. Some of them have worked there for 20 years. And you hear about how they set themselves up in life, whatever. And they have a house, they're not renting, they're doing this, they're doing that. And then you tell them how different it is now. And it's crazy because their rates are probably still the same. If they had mortgage rates, their rates are still probably like, what were the mortgage rates at that time? Like a 3 or 2 or something. And now the mortgage rates are, I think, at a 7, if I'm not wrong. I'm not sure, don't quote me on this. I'm not a business channel. But I kind of do pay attention to some of this stuff though. But I find it so crazy that I know personally for me it's get rich or die trying. But for some people, like, just a regular random person who just wants to go to work, wants to do something, like, they just want to live a regular, normal lifestyle. Like, people are not going to be able to live. They're not going to be able to do anything. And sometimes you could blame that on people being lazy. And yes, the generation that I'm in is definitely lazy. Like, there's no competition. But still, at the end of the day, the people who were even working hard themselves, like a person like me, I go to work, I do 16-hour shifts, I do all kinds of crazy stuff, I'm not lazy. I'm not sitting there, and I still sit here and I'm doing this. Like, as I do this, I have to go to work. In about the next hour, I have to go to work as I record this. And then once I'll finish recording this, I'll go to work, I'll come back home, I'll edit this up, and then I'll post it up. You see? There's no time to hang out with nobody. There's no time to do this. But then it's like I'm getting nowhere. I can crank out as many things as I'd like to do, and people could be like, "Oh, that's why you don't go get your $7 cup of Starbucks." Oh, that's why. It's not that. Because if you truly think about it, even if you were to make it will be cheaper, but it's not. It's not that. I'm pretty sure back in the day people had luxuries too. And it's not about me sitting here and say like, oh my god, you guys got to be like traveling to Ibiza or going to like the randomest areas, or doing any of that kind of little weird stuff. But it's not weird. It's pretty cool when you travel. I'd recommend a lot of you people, instead of when you have some money and you're thinking about spending it on something actually stupid like $2,000 Balenciaga shoes or a sweater, maybe you should just go see the world. Travel. 2,000 could put you in a nice simple flight, and you could travel to a nice place, and you could spend that money over there, and maybe you could even travel America, since that's where I'm at right now. But yeah, it's crazy. I don't know how it's gonna look. For me, I'm definitely hoping it's gonna be better, because every year as I look at my life, because like let's say I'm like, damn, I'm not doing anything. Where am I going? My life feels so stagnant. Then I look back and it's like a year, and I find that I've done so much in a year, or so much in 2 years, or so much. Like once you start looking at even 3 years compared to right now, which that's me personally. I don't know about other people, and some people I definitely do scroll on my Instagram, and y'all are either the same or worse. Get it together, please. Grow up. It's not getting any better, so do it now. 100 push-ups every day. Doesn't matter who you are. Boy, girl, man, woman, he, the, they, them, she, it, everybody. All pronouns. I don't know every single one of them, but, all y'all should, everybody, 100 push-ups, And there's no, because you're a girl, you should do 50. Nah, 100 push-ups for everybody. It's what builds character, what builds discipline. Everybody needs to understand that kind of thing. And if 100 push-ups are not for you, then maybe you could do like a mile walk every day. Mile walk every day. Every day, walk a mile. And you'll see the difference that it brings to your life. Definitely physically. You'll see it mentally, and you'll see it emotionally, how it's going to affect your life, Life will be different. And that's not just me saying it. This is me, like, I'm doing the 100 push-ups thing right now. This is my third week. I'm about to close in. I haven't missed a day yet. It's Thursday for me. And I haven't missed a day. And it's going pretty good. I mean, clearly I can see the difference with my body and how it looks and all that kind of stuff, which that's also something a lot of people need to work on, their bodies, and think about that. How will your body look in the next 5 to 10 years? As your body slows down, we're not young anymore. Our bodies react to things differently. You just can't eat all kinds of crazy junk stuff and think that, oh yeah, my metabolism is going to work, and just like, get it. Not happening that way. That's why you gotta stay active, and you're not active how you used to be back in the day. So think about it. Like people back in the day, they used to be more active. They used to be more, like you're running around when you're in high school. Everything is more like partying, all that kind of stuff. As you get older, then you start doing your job. Some people have desk job. They gotta sit at the job, all kinds of stuff. And even people who are doing things like manual labor, regardless if you're doing that manual labor, yes, it is a lot and it is all that kind of stuff, but look at some of the people who even work construction. You can find some people in construction who are so big, and I'm like, even though they can still handle everything that they need to handle, but it's like, dude, you keep active, and then you go home, bust down like 30 beers, and then you're wondering how you got big, and you work something that's manual labor, So things like that, but even which everything I speak about is just, how it's coming out. I don't have no writing, no nothing. The only thing that I have written would be this on this notepad. And this notepad is just when I'm sitting down and thinking of things that I would actually sit there and speak about, because I just keep blanking out. But then if I have the topic, it's something that I could go back and be like, oh yeah, this is something I've always wanted to talk about. And the 5 to 10 year thing kind of scares me. And not scared like, oh my God, I'm scared like fear. But it's like, what's it gonna look like? Because we still gotta live in this, we still gotta live in this world. So what will happen in the next 5 to 10 years? Because I know I could put myself in a situation. I'm in a good situation. This blah 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 blah, and everything, and my friends and my family and everything. But just thinking about it is just insane. That's the right word. It doesn't scare me. It's like I look at it and I'm like, wow, like it's probably going to be insane. And look at everything that's going on in the world right now. I mean, I'm not here to talk none of that politics. Freedom. how it's gonna look for us in the next 5 to 10 years. Hopefully, a lot of you people think about waking up and not waking up like waking up from your bed and not waking up like being woke. It's just have an unbiased opinion about everything. Everything should be unbiased. Friends, family, business, everything. You just gotta run through everything unbiased. Even like I was speaking on the last thing with the rejection stuff. It's like if you were to go get a job and the job didn't accept you, what are you gonna go do? Just cry? No, you're gonna go get another job, and if that one doesn't accept you, then you go try for another one. And I think with guys, oh my god, I'm getting rejected. I can't deal with this. Just keep doing that. Just keep going. I'd say keep grinding. Sometimes it looks like it doesn't pay off or it doesn't show. I still sit there and grind, and I'm like, somebody's gonna see it. I could care less to change the lives of 10,000 people than change the life of just one person, you know? And I try to come here and be maybe kind of relatable, but I feel like I have a lot of stops because I'm thinking and I'm like, what do I even say? Because you don't even know what are we gonna do? The housing market is terrible. You can't even go buy a car. A lot of y'all people also need to get your credit up. We're gonna get one of those in too. I'm gonna have a special guest talk about the shit. Y'all boys need to either start your credit or get your credit up. One of those two, and stop spending money. And you can say, "Oh, I can't save." I know. Same here. Can't save. You gotta pay these damn bills. But also, you gotta remember some things you just gotta start chopping them down slowly and slowly. And for the most part, you'll get to a point where maybe you do have something, you know. And so yeah, I see that kind of stuff being a little crazy. What's gonna happen in the next 5 to 10? People usually sit there and ask you, what do you want to do in the next 5 to 10 years? And you have a plan. And before the COVID stuff, you know, you could say your plan, like, yeah, I have this plan, and maybe the plan will work out. But after the COVID stuff, everything just changed. Everything just got different. Everything just got weird. You don't even feel like you even lived through those years. It feels like almost unreal. I look at some of the COVID stuff, I'm like, oh shoot, that was 3 years ago? Like, it's insane. And I feel like we're not heading to an upward path. Right now, we're like down here already. The from being on this just terrible line, and I don't think there's always been a line. I feel like it started back then, and everybody took advantage. I remember back in the day, it used to be, oh, you could work somewhere, you'd work there for 10 years and get like full retirement, like good retirement. I know people who have retirement, they work at my spot, and they're chasing the other retirement too right there. You know? I'm like, damn. So you got retirement, you got money you get for the rest of your life, and you're still chasing this one right here. But then you only have to be 55 to get that retirement, and you decide to do this and this, but then back then you could just retire and just whatever. I sit down here, and if I was to still be working, I mean not still be, but if I was to still be working at my job, and think about, or I still work there, but if I was working at my job for a career and to get retirement, I'll have to retire at 65 or 70 maybe. Some people 75 depending on where you're working. I work in a place where it's like high security, it's super crazy, so I guess they'll give me 5-10 years off. 5-10 years off, just so I can live for the next 5 years, die. Wow, it's crazy to think about that too. That the retirement age keeps getting older, and the people who started it were the people. So back from whenever all those world wars were happening, when people were trying to take over, when they made the whole 8-hour work week, all the little weird stuff, you know, that was people trying to build an empire. They got to the top and they decided, you know what, we're gonna cut everything off right here, and what we'll do is keep going with a small little percentage of us, and we'll keep going up, and we'll pass that down to a lineage over the years. But as everything went up, all the soldiers, everything was good, it stayed at a stagnant right here, where the normies were able to eat a little bit. That's where you started seeing the suburbs, all that kind of stuff. And right after that, the normies just got fed bullshit by all the people who still kept going. And they were like, okay, we realize new things. Now let's just keep throwing this stuff out there for them. That's when you start seeing all the things that kept coming out. All these new things that just keep coming out. And they're just owned by all the same 2, 3, 4, 5 people. And it's just families, lineage, just coming down and down and down and down. So now, when they were in that leveling field, it's got to be like maybe like the 70s or something. So around like the 80s or something like that, then the whole crack thing had happened. That's when you started seeing. So around like the 70s, when the 70, 80. But like, so when the I feel like when the 90s really hit, like the real actual 90s, like it was cool in the 90s, but when the 90s hit, that's when bullshit just started really happening. And it didn't start going slow, low. It started going, it just did that. So it was more so, and just ever since then, just down. And so now we're pretty much, it's like when you grow true, so they say, you reap what you sow. So this is something people sowed back then, and we're reaping it now. Where you can find documents and letters and all that kind of stuff saying like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, damn, they talked about this in 2002. It's been 11 years since, not 20, 21 years since then. Like, how did they talk about, and then now it's finally when it's happening. It's kind of also like movies, like Back to the Future. Like, when did y'all build that damn DeLorean and all that? Like, how did you figure out, like, you know what I'm saying? And I get it with the sci-fi, CGI, all that kind of stuff, maybe people's imaginations and all that stuff. But then look now, we got the electric car. The electric car is just, it's only hard time till all them damn electric cars in. All right, now we're just gonna put one in the air. You know what I'm saying? So some things definitely are for the good. Most things definitely been bad. And I feel like we're in a place where I don't think we're at the bottom yet. But I think like we're like, let's say out of 100%, I think we're at 99. That's how bad it is. And that's why they say everybody in the world is 9, and then they have the 1%ers. So the only people who will still continue eating are the 1%ers, and then anybody else who tries to find a way, network or do whatever, and try to get into their own lane and do what they need to do, then those people could just maybe eat off that a little bit and maybe be around to the point where they could maybe be a 1%er, or they could be around the 1%ers. But yeah, it's like there's no much lower that you could go either. So it's like 99% just plummeted. It's almost at 100 to the point where everything's just like crashed. Like at that point, when it gets to 100%, it's the point where even the 1%ers can't do shit about it, which everybody keeps saying bunkers and all this little weird stuff. But I feel like when it gets to 100%, that's when like all kinds of wars start breaking out and stuff like that. Hopefully that's not in my time, because I've seen too much. But yeah, I hear the person in the back right now. I don't know if you guys hear it, but the dude who work on the outside and stuff, he just started like just doing his job and shit. So I'm kind of gonna leave this at a cliffhanger, you know, where it's still a question. What's gonna happen in the next 5 to 10 years? I feel like we're all lost and everything is just going to shit. I'm sorry if that, oh my god, I know that's so loud, so I'm just cut this off, and I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna keep grinding for y'all. I'm gonna keep trying to pump out more content, more things that we could just sit there and talk about, or I could sit there and talk about. If you have any ideas, any kind of things like those, you can just leave it in the comment section, or you can just hit me up, DM me on Instagram, or whatever your preferred social platform is. I'm on all of them, depending. Jeez. But yeah, another couch talk. But what is gonna happen to us in the next 5 to 10? What are your goals in the next 5 to 10? Are we even gonna see the next 5 to 10? I'm your host, the Beast Dog.
He's a Shedder Sander. Yeah, man. Wow.
In this bitch and I go